see behind me, Kia has just fully launched the production model of the EV2, and it looks incredibly similar to the concept. So this is very impressive. It's Kia's smallest EV in the range. At under 4.1 meters long, it truly is a compact EV, almost identical in length to the upcoming ID.POLO, a car that we've been waiting for ever for. So it's really great to see Kia just bam 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 onto the next thing. They brought out the car and it's going to be available in this year, which is really impressive. It just goes to show the Koreans don't stop and they keep producing a lot of exciting products. This is the GT line model, as you can see, with matte paintwork available in the lithium silver, as we saw on the EV3 GT, the new model that looks fantastic. Wheels will range from 16 to 19 inches. This has got 18-inch down-cut alloys on it, which do look really fantastic. Also, you get 19-inch alloy wheels that you find on the GT line. They look fantastic. Not sure what the ride comfort is going to be like with 19s on such a small vehicle, but they do look fantastic, again giving that very concept look. And these are actually wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport tyres. We're waiting for full specifications for the UK to come, so these might not arrive, but they should do on the UK model. So you're going to have much better grip than what you get on the more budget tyres. Also, that other model on display with 18s has got Hankook tyres on, so fingers crossed they're not going to cheap out on the tyres and go for next to no come-home tyres like we've seen with the recent launch of the EV5. So the front of the EV2, you've got Kia's signature tiger nose and then these vertical lights with your headlights and your daytime running lights here. It's kind of like it's wearing glasses. This is the GT line model, so this is in body colour, this surround, which I prefer. It does look sportier, and then the lower section is in gloss black, as we see on the EV3, for example. Again, it just looks sportier on the vehicle. The cladding at the sides is still the matte plastic, so you can see the arches are just in the matte plastic. Even on the GT line model, gives it an SUV rugged look. I would prefer them in gloss though. Obviously that's probably to cut costs down, so you have the matte and the gloss, but this definitely does brighten up the front of the vehicle a little bit more, whereas the standard model has that more kind of chunky, more rugged SUV look. Kia do describe the EV2 as a small SUV. I'd say it's more hatchy, but it's kind of in between, somewhere in between. So a little bit like a Ford Puma, for example. That is a key rival for this car, would be the Puma EV. And of course, they are excellent value at the moment. So Kia will have some strong competition. The Kia might not be the cheapest, but then if you are someone that does want all the features and all the latest things on the vehicle and the best quality, or one of the best in class cars, the Kia might be worth paying that bit extra for. You can see to the front of the basic EV2 is slightly different, the bumper, so it's not got the gloss at the bottom as much, it's just got a slight line, and then it's got silver instead of the body colour. As you can see, that silver goes along the side as well of the basic model. So again, SUV-like, whereas you have the body colour insert on the GT line sportier model. I love that Kia are going for brighter out there colours, especially when this segment is getting more and more saturated, and definitely has some head-turning options out there, such as the Renault 5, the Peugeot E-2008 as well, and the Ford Puma GEN-E, all having bright colours available, all looking quite whacking out there. Kia have definitely put their own stamp on this vehicle. It doesn't look like many other cars out there. Yes, it does have that boxy square shape that we do see from other models and other SUVs like the Smart. Maybe the most similar car it could be compared to would be the ID Cross concept. However, that is still quite a way off, so Kia have done it again, bringing a car ahead of quite a lot of people. Excellent to see that they are bringing these out and just doing a great job at the moment, pretty much having an EV for everyone now. It's expected to start from around £25,000, so that's quite competitive with vehicles like the Renault 5, for example, and the Peugeot E-2008. Something which unfortunately didn't make the production model was the concealed rear door handles, as we see in the EV3. Instead, you have proper door handles at the rear, which are fine, but just don't look as good as those hidden ones for that three-door look, like we see from the Renault 5 and also the upcoming ID.POLO. It is a bit more conventional, but I prefer something a little bit quirkier. To the rear of the EV2, again, very close to the concept. Another thing that's remained is these very low taillights, which give it quite a cute little quirky look. Tiny bit reminds me of the Ford Ka, whatever you want to call it, where they had the little ladybug lights. So it's definitely unique, maybe not for everyone, but it's a little bit different. It also kind of blends in with the wheel arches at the back, so it does make quite a nice side profile to the vehicle as well. There's going to be a choice of two different batteries, a 42 kilowatt hour standard range and a 61 kilowatt hour long range battery, with an estimated range of up to 280 miles, which is pretty decent for this class of small EV. So I'm getting to about 250 miles with the Renault 5. This is definitely beating an extra 30 miles if you get the long range, so that's exciting to see. As with most of the new Kia EVs, the charge port is at the front quarter of the vehicle, and now it's going to have AC type 22 kilowatt charging, which is excellent to see and a first for Kia EVs. So that was great to hear in the presentation, especially when 22 kilowatt should be trickling into home charging soon. That'll mean you can fully charge the car in just a few hours, so that's excellent to see. And you will have 11 kilowatt charging as standard as well, so that's really decent. We're sitting inside the EV2 now. As you can see, very familiar to what we see on the other Kia EV models. This is a top spec GT line model. You even get a little sunroof, which is really sweet. And you have the two-tone light and darker interior two-tone look, which is great. You've got those bouncy headrests again, which are so comfortable. I love these. I was really disappointed that these didn't arrive on the EV5 in our UK spec because they're so comfortable. They're like Olympic trampoline headrests, I like to call them, because they're very bouncy, very much comfortable. The leatherette is always really good quality as well on these new Kias. Nice fabric on the dash as well, just make it feel that nice and premium feel. You got the twin 12.3 inch displays as standard and the 5.3 inch climate display as well on the vehicle, ambient lighting on this GT line, and also you've got the wireless phone charger. Just because it's the smallest model doesn't mean you miss out on anything. You still get the electronically adjustable seats. You still get the ventilated front seats, the heated steering wheel, memory seats, heated seats. A lot of features on this car. It's even got the Harman Kardon sound system. So this is a great thing. A lot of manufacturers have the idea that small cars need to be quite basic, but it's nice that you can have a really top spec car that is small, because a lot of people are downsizing from premium models. They want something that has all the creature comforts, but they actually want something small, and sometimes that's not possible, whereas Kia is making that possible with the EV2. So this will be fantastic. It definitely feels ahead in quality of the Renault 5, just in the way that everything feels a little bit more solid. It'll be very interesting to drive it, and it would be an interesting comparison to that vehicle. And it looks like Kia has been inspired by Citroen with the little passive-aggressive messages. Have a nice day. I mean, it's quite sweet, isn't it? So yeah, you've got that on the way out, which I think is quite nice. It's maybe better than whatever the chill out or whatever the Citroen one says. I really like too as well that everything is pretty much what you'd get on the bigger Kia models. You still get the same steering wheel. You still get really nice quality seats. It just feels like everything is the same quality, same sort of spec, just in a smaller vehicle. So it works really well, and yeah, I think it should be a popular choice. The EV3, of course, is also a great car, but it still is too big for some people, so this could be great. Okay, and now this is the Air model, is what I think it will be. And you can see you still have the twin 12.3 inch displays and also that 5.3 inch little climate display, which kind of gets hidden behind the steering wheel, so not the most practical. Again, you've got the EV3 Air steering wheel, or the Sportage steering wheel, which is really nice. So bit different from the GT line model. I do prefer the GT line sportier 3-spoke instead of this 2-spoke, but this is really nice. It's a little bit thinner as well, so bit more ergonomic. This has also got a sunroof, which I'm a bit surprised about. Not sure if that's going to come to the UK specs. Normally that's only reserved for the top spec GT Line S model on vehicles, so we'll see. As far as I'm aware, the GT Line is going to be the top spec for the EV2. However, that GT Line has pretty much got everything on it. They might just not be calling it the S, it might be different. You don't have the Olympic trampoline headrest, unfortunately, in the standard model. However, they are still relatively comfortable and they're in fabric, which is nice. Still get an armrest, you still get heat front seats, still get the heated steering wheel, you'll still get a rear camera, front and rear sensors. So you're still going to have plenty of standard equipment. This has also got wireless phone charger on it, so maybe that'll be standard as well. Fingers crossed, we'll just wait and see. Very comfortable fabric seats, so I really like that about it. These are not electronically adjustable, of course, they're just normal manual seats, which is fine, does the job, and this will be the more value option as well. It's also got Harman Kardon in this one. I'm not sure what sort of spec this is, because it feels like a standard spec, but it also feels like a top spec at the same time. But this might be more of like a European specification than what we'd get in the UK. I'd expect we'll get a Air, GT Line and GT Line S, falling in line with pretty much every Kia model we've seen in the last year. Even though the EV2 is a pretty small car, it's not short of practicality. Interestingly, the EV2 is available in both 4 and 5 seat configurations. This is the 5 seat configuration, so sometimes you may need that extra seat occasionally, so it's worth having. That gives you a 362 litre boot. If, however, you do go for the 4 seat configuration, you do get a slightly larger 403 litre boot, which is a nice increase. And for this class of car, it's very impressive. Under here, you have further storage, which makes up that 362 litres, with the 4-seater having the sliding rear seats, so you can kind of configure it a little bit more to how you want, a little bit like in the Hyundai Insta. However, the EV2 is a larger car than the Insta. You have a useful grab handle here like you do in a Sportage. And here we can see with the 4-seat configuration, you do have a slightly larger boot, as you can slide those seats forward and tip them a bit more upright, giving you a larger boot space, which is great. Got this cute little parcel shelf in there, and again, a really useful grab handle. So even on this top spec GT line, you don't get an electric tailgate, but it's not really expected on this class of car. And to complete the practicality, to the front of the EV2 you have a fruit frunk, whatever you want to call it, 15 litres, perfect to put the cable in, dedicated place, you don't get it lost in the boot, dirty, etc. So that's really nice. Not the massive space, but great. And also something I can't think of any other car in this category that has a frunk fruit to it. So that's pretty good. And of course it does mean that the bonnet is on hydraulics as well, which is great. You don't have to faff around propping it up. And I thought the EV2 might have done without a rear wiper, but it's been very clever like we see in the Sportage, and the wiper is actually tucked up underneath the spoiler for a very sleek look. Again, something we don't normally see this size of car or at this price point is very impressive. As you can see here, this one is the 4-seat configuration in a GT line, meaning you do have the slidey rear bench, so you can have more boot space or more legroom, which is really unique for this segment of vehicle, not often offered unless you get a mid-size SUV. So this is technically a small SUV. I see it more as a hatch, but it does have SUV cues and it is slightly raised up, which is nice. However, this 4-seat configuration does give you that greater flexibility with the seats being able to do that, and you can also recline the seats, so you can have them more upright should you wish, or have them a little bit more reclined, which is great. You've also got a 3-pin power outlet back here, air conditioning and a USB-C on the back of each seat. That's great to see. Isofix points on both of these rear seats as well. However, of course, if you go for this 4-seat configuration, what you do miss out on is that middle seat. So it's just 4 seats. However, these are incredibly comfortable seats actually, which is great. In the front you do have the trampoline headrests, which are very elasticy, extremely comfortable. In the back, not quite as comfortable, a little bit firm. And just quickly, this is like the air spec basic model, and this is a 5-seat configuration, so you can have it like this instead if you want. It doesn't have the slidey bench, but that's not expected in most cars this size, but it does give you a middle seat. The floor is completely flat. How's the middle seat? Very comfortable actually, so that's good. A lot of larger EVs have a very uncomfortable middle seat, so great that this small EV does, probably due to the fact it doesn't have a central armrest and it is in cloth, but nice and squidgy, so you could actually put 3 adults in here. It might be a bit narrow, a bit of a squeeze, but it's actually more comfortable than some larger vehicles, so well done for that, Kia. I also like these little kind of lemony yellow accents. So there we have it, the Kia EV2 first look. What do I think? Well, I'm very excited about this car. The only one thing that I would have loved to see that we saw on the concept was the concealed rear door handles. But if that's the only thing I'm missing from a concept car, it can't be bad. I'm excited to hear more about the UK specs and full range figures, etc., which are still yet to be confirmed. But again, like I say, expected on the long range up to 280 miles, which is pretty impressive for this class of car. I like the tech inside. It all felt really good quality as well. We'll wait to see what the production models look like and the right-hand drive versions as well when they hit UK roads. But yeah, exciting car. Let me know what do you think of the EV2 in the comments down below. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.